Every family has that one person who isn't the loudest, most ambitious, or traditionally successful. Yet years later, around the dinner table, their name keeps beautifully reappearing. Someone vividly remembers their unmatched patience, another recalls their life-changing advice, or how they gracefully handled a difficult crisis without letting everyone around them panic. Now that we have set this intimate stage, let's explore an ancient Greek proverb that perfectly captures this exact contrast in human nature. The timeless saying declares that a man may rise like the sun through ambition, but a woman shines like the moon by mastering her strength and calm. At first glance, this seems like a simple gender comparison, but it is actually a profound reflection on two completely different paths of existing. One way is highly visible, while the other is deeply memorable. And as real life constantly reminds us, those two things are not always the same. With that distinction in place, let's look at why our global society naturally grows up completely admiring the brilliant path of the sun. From early childhood, we are aggressively conditioned to achieve, to work harder, dream bigger, aim higher, win every competition, and earn that next major corporate promotion. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that drive, as much of human progress, great discoveries, and massive cities began because someone decided the current situation was not enough. The proverb recognizes this through the image of the sun, which arrives with total confidence, ensures nobody misses it, and forces entire days to organize around its presence. Ambitious individuals have a very similar effect, filling rooms with their intense energy and building highly impressive, visible monuments of success that society notices very quickly. Before we look at the quiet power of consistency, let's explore how life has a strange way of changing our core values as we age. While a teenager may worship raw confidence and a young professional chases raw success, someone who has weathered difficult years begins admiring something else entirely. They prize steadiness, reliability, and grace under pressure, which are unglamorous traits that nobody posts inspirational quotes about, yet real life places enormous value upon them. This is precisely why the moon serves as such an effective symbol here, because the moon never actively tries to compete with or outshine the sun. People rarely call friends over to admire the expected afternoon sun, but they will stop during evening walks, and photographers will fiercely chase the moon. The moon's influence feels quieter, yet deeply personal, showing that some individuals create a profound sense of calm without ever constantly demanding attention or recognition. Now that we understand this quiet influence, we must dismantle how society traditionally defines strength and look at what it truly means to endure. When people talk about strength, they usually imagine loud action, authority, and determination. But they rarely imagine patience, which can be incredibly difficult to maintain. Choosing not to react immediately, remaining completely calm during an intense argument, and continuing to support others when you are completely exhausted requires immense internal strength. Because these are not dramatic acts and happen quietly, they are easy to underestimate. Yet our families, friendships, and entire communities constantly depend on them. Ask anyone about the strongest woman they have known, and the answer is often an ordinary grandmother, mother, or sister who held everything together through difficult decades. With those real-world examples in mind, let's examine how practicing this unique level of self-control operates in our fast-paced modern environment. Modern life aggressively rewards speed, instant opinions, and immediate responses, creating a high-pressure racetrack where choosing to remain calm almost feels completely rebellious. Pausing before speaking, thinking before reacting, and choosing not to turn every minor disagreement into a bitter battle requires a tremendous amount of conscious self-control. The proverb is deeply fascinated by this specific mastery, celebrating a profound calmness that exists not because there is no challenge, but deliberately despite the challenge. Ultimately, while the world has evolved significantly since this old saying first circulated, its central observation regarding human legacy still rings completely true. While we continue to celebrate outer ambition, when people speak about the individuals who had the absolute deepest impact on their lives, the conversation shifts. They don't reminisce about corporate titles. Instead, They deeply remember kindness, patience, wisdom, and the emotional strength of those who remained steady when everyone else panicked. Ambition can undoubtedly open doors, build lucrative careers, and create loud reputations. But the qualities that leave the deepest permanent impressions are always much quieter. Bright things will always attract brief attention, but steady things earn lifelong trust. And when looking back on what mattered most, trust is remembered far longer than applause.